this is my coffee maker. 40 years old, making coffee for 40 years with it. And like everything else recently, it broke this week, of course. So the glass broke. And so I had to replace it. So, of course, checked online, and sure enough, they replace the glass. I've seen it before. I know they're available. And it's about $20 to get the glass. And I saw that it was available at the hardware store, Ace Hardware. And sure enough, I walk on over there, and they have them. They had this. This is the new one. Let's see, the old one, new one, right? Ooh, how nice that is, right? So this is actually under $20. It's cheaper than actually buying the glass online. So if I bought it online, it'd be like $25, $30 to get it delivered plus tax, right? And it would take a few days. And they had this right there. And I can see the glass. So here's what it looks like, the new one. But this is the old glass. See, this is the one. It's made in France. This is the old glass. It's broken. It's crap. I put it on something. But you can see this is all just plastic, except for the little metal piece here. And this is plastic. This little thing here is plastic. You just don't do this at home. It's dangerous. But you just unclip it and pop it out. I'm not going to do it because it's dangerous. But it comes right out. And then put it in here. So I used this 40 years. And so let's say $80. You pay this, $80 for this, right? Well, this would last, maybe a year if you're lucky, because the glass is thinner and this is just cheap plastic. And as you clean it, the centerpiece, this is going to come apart, break, and rust, and everything. And so a year. So you go through one of these a year. So in 40 years, okay, assuming the same price, right, and everything, it'd be $800 for this and $80 for this one. So they make more profit on these than that because this is what they're selling. So you don't have to listen to me. They're making more profit, and so people are forced into buying this. This is what you have to buy now because they have to make more profits, and there's only so many of these you can make. And plus with labor, these are now in the Philippines, here in France, right? So that's sort of how things, change. And this is just a simple example. This is just a coffee maker, but it's the same with everything else. And not just, of course, items, but also, politicians and society and everything else. So, for instance, let's talk about like Spencer Pratt. So he was running for mayor in LA because what happened, his house burned down because he was in Pacific Palisades, big fire. And of course, tragedy, all these people died, burned down. And of course, they're upset, blaming the mayor. It's the mayor's fault. Yeah. And so if you just replace the mayor, then everything will be fine, right? But that's just not the case. See, it's the same kind of thing that's going on here with the coffee maker. People are just sort of forced into the situation, even though, it's not really ideal, but it's to make the most money. So they're packed in there. Anybody that's living there should know, right? There's no way to put those fires out. Right? You can't blame the fire department. You can't blame the mayor. You've got the global warming. You've got the droughts. Anything. Wind. Yeah, doom. Yeah, there's just no way. And it's been going on so many times. For instance, Paradise, right? 10 years ago, whatever it was. Then Lahaina, Maui, Pacific Palisades, Eaton, Malibu. Nothing you can do because it's just inevitable. Once you put all those people there and you have, right conditions, right? Because eventually it's going to get hotter. Sunday is going to be really hot. You're going to be a drought, and it's eventually going to burn down, right? And we all get to pay for it. You know, my insurance up here is, I'm in the middle of San Francisco, and so my house insurance is already more than doubled, tripled. I don't know, it's gone way up over the years. Even though I don't have any wildfire risk here, no. And so, the point is that you're put into these positions, and you think you can get out of it, but you're not. And I just saw with Paradise, it was the first one happened on the list, and currently the population is less than half of what it used to be before the fire, and they're concerned. They want, of course, to increase the population back up, which, you know, if they can, that's fine. But the whole idea is you should, I guess, make sure you can do it. You know, first, if you want a certain city, you would think you would find it, you know, if you want a population, you should find it in a place that's safe. Otherwise, it's not going to work, ever. But no one will ever listen. No. Anyway, that's, before I throw all this away, I just wanted to do a video before I throw it in the trash. Because, you know, it's just trash. Plastic. These aren't the cheapest ones. They make cheaper ones, much cheaper than this. They might have spent, you know, $2 total with the glass, you know, on this, and then sell it for probably sell it for 10 wholesale, retail for 20. Yeah, they have cheaper ones made out of total plastic, not just all plastic. Not probably made by this company. Whatever makes most profit. That's all there is, profits.